Hey guys, Snarky Entertainment System once again, back with Haven Call of the King. We have yet to understand who this fabled king is or why he is calling, but we do know Haven. He is the guy who has just blown down a giant fan monster, and in doing so, has caused this poor village to catch on fire. Let's listen as he gets chewed out by this villager.
What happened?
Fire rained down on us from above. It must be a sign. Fetch must be angry at us.
Can't tell if he's Asian or not.
Actually, that was, me.
You're angry at us?
Well, no, I shot down one of Vetch's drones and it sort of landed here.
On us?
On you.
Right.
Right.
So, who's angry at us?
Oh, do you want some help?
What a hopelessly
Yes,
lost
whatever.
individual.
We need to put it out at once, please. Help us.
Alright, so now you have to take time out of your mission, or rather I have to take time out of my mission to put out the fire in the village so that they will let me use their speedboat, as you can tell by reading the objectives, as I do. Read the objectives. So, yeah, those objectives. I really needed to focus on them. Anyway. So, as you can hear by the horribly terrifying screams in the background, these fires are no simple matter. There are probably people dying left and right. Families that are losing fathers, mothers, children. Just, you know, all of them. Just gone. Never coming back. And it's all thanks to you. Aren't you just a great guy? That's what Haven is all about. Just not thinking about consequences in any regard. It's wonderful. So as it turns out, it is the blue feathers that you have to collect to do the story-oriented stuff. Of course, you have to survive to do them. Thankfully, I managed to do that. Although I get pretty close to dying. This is a rather tedious part of the game. It doesn't help that you cannot physically aim your yo-yo. Like, okay, I really want to know what the deal with this yo-yo is. Like, he does understand that it's a yo-yo, right? That he just has an electrically charged yo-yo? He doesn't try to glorify it, does he? I mean, so far I haven't heard him give any other explanation than, hey, I'm some kind of guy who is apparently older than a child, but at least not mentally. Like, this guy, he seems like an adult. He doesn't even seem to have parents, but I mean, he acts like a child to some degree. God, I just can't get over all of these people screaming, losing their homes, dying, and I'm just running around. And the game doesn't give you a choice in that matter. It's not like you can be like, hey, I want to help out in some other way. No, you have a very specific way of doing things. It has to be this way. Haven's kind of doucherific in that sense. I'm just gonna go back to his appearance for a second because it's still really baffling to me. I mean, he's got cornrows and red hair.
Oh, yeah.
As of yet, we don't know if this hair is natural or not, though I can't imagine that that is one of, you know, the developers' top, you know, priorities in getting questions answered. If that is probably one of the only questions that doesn't get answered in this game. Can't say I'm necessarily disappointed, but they also don't answer a lot of other questions. You know, I'm happy living without an answer to whether or not this is his natural hair color, but they could have answered some other stuff. It's It's also worth mentioning that this game was going to have a sequel. In fact, they were imagining this was going to be a whole series. In fact, I think it's safe to say they imagined this was going to be the game that would change the entire world. This would not only be the killer app for the PlayStation 2, but it would be the killer app for every single game console ever made before and after it. I think that's what Traveler's Tales really imagined they were making with this. Oh boy. I hope they're not listening to me now. It's a shame, though. You can really see where they were going. It's also a shame that you can see where they failed. Alright, we've got a jetpack. Now, you would imagine this is where the game gets really awesome. I mean, you have a jetpack, and you can shoot water. I mean, okay, that's pretty lame, actually. But, I mean, it's a jetpack. Whether or not you're shooting water, a jetpack's a jetpack, and that's awesome. And yet, they force you to do this. They force you to individually target every fire in the windows of the buildings, which is difficult enough already because the controls for the jetpack are kind of unwieldy, and you have to be at a pretty specific angle to hit the fires in the first place. So what should be one of the coolest parts of the game turns out to actually be one of the most tedious and awful. I'm only not fast-forwarding through it because I want you to feel my pain as well. Sorry if that makes me sadistic. See, it's also just a matter of... I guess Haven could have really just taken the jetpack and flown himself over to the island where he's supposed to save Chess anyways. Which is what I'm trying to do, by the way. The plot is pretty unclear, but just to recap, I'm a pretty rebellious guy, Haven is, and the evil guy, Vetch, got my not-girlfriend kidnapped and is trying to make an example out of me, or something like that, because I'm hearing something about the voice or whatever. So, it sends Haven on this entirely destructive path of flames, practically salting the earth wherever he goes, to save his not-girlfriend. And that's pretty much the plot up until this point. It's a little difficult to make sense of when all that's really going on is explosions and cool vehicles. And I'm using the word cool loosely there. I mean, most people imagine jetpacks are cooler than just shooting water. But anyway, back to what I was trying to say a moment ago. Why can't Haven just take the jetpack to the island where he's supposed to save Chess? Because, I mean, it seems to have plenty of fuel. I don't know. It's Riddick. The Chronicles of Riddick. Never played that one. I don't know if it's any good. I think I hear people talk well of it, but I wouldn't know. I've never played Chronicles of Riddick. I don't know anything about it. If I recall, I think there's a guy with sunglasses on the cover.
But I really
Maybe
need
I'm
to get
thinking of
across to
Deus
the
Ex.
castle.
Well, maybe you could borrow my old boat there. It isn't much, but it should get you across the lake.
I do not understand the ethnicities of these characters. I mean, I guess we can pass it off just because they're aliens, but I mean, can we pass anything off just because it's alien?
Shiny.
Which brings up an important question. What if the Reese's Pieces had poisoned E.T. in the movie E.T.? What if he had just straight up died after eating the Reese's Pieces? Because, I mean, that's not part of his natural diet. Maybe it's like giving a dog chocolate. You know, maybe he'd get poisoned and died. They really took a risk there. I mean, they might have just freaking killed the only extraterrestrial life form to come to the planet. Now, granted, they weren't going to give him up to science anyway. But I mean, how weird would it be to just have a dead alien sitting in your room? It's also possible that they would have buried it, but I mean, still. That would mean at one point or another there would be a dead alien in your room. How would you feel about that? You find this alien, you're like, hey man, eat some Reese's Pieces, and you come home and he's just fucking lying there dead. A living alien is weird. A dead alien is worse. I'm not speaking from experience, of course, but just imagine. Well, that's the thought-provoking comment I'm gonna leave you guys with. Just think to yourself, what would I do if I came home and there was a dead alien in my room? Personally, I think I'd freak the fuck out. So yeah, this is a speedboat section in which you destroy nuclear reactors or something. I don't know. It doesn't make much sense. Don't try to make much sense of this game. Just be happy that I'm playing it for you. Mwahaha. See you later, guys.